okay, I don't do blogs or vlogs or whatever you want to call this, but I just have to get this off my chest. I should have done this months ago, but I'm a bit of a coward. So, you know, we're doing it now. We'll just do it now. So, better late than never, as they say. And also, forgive the quality of my microphone. I'm just recording this off of my phone here. You know, I'm only going to be doing this once, so I don't think I need to buy, you know, professional gear, voice recording equipment and all that stuff. No use in buying a streamer kit if you're not going to go live, right? So, anyway, let's get to it.
Sonic, am I a burden to you?
Wow, and how did you come to this well-thought-out concern?
Whenever there's a crisis, I'm either running away or standing on the sidelines. You're always rescuing me when all I do is follow you around.
So, I planned to make this video several months ago before, you know, the big announcement that Sonic just made with the announcement of Sonic Superstars. But since that's out now, I might as well say it anyway. I'm going to go ahead and talk about this. And let's just pretend it hasn't been announced yet, you know. I think that the next mainline Sonic game should not have Sonic in it at all. Maybe in passing or in mention, but he should not be visible in appearance, and he definitely should not be playable. And I'll tell you why.
This whole experience gave me a kind of clarity. When this is all over, I think I need to go it alone for a while. I can't grow into my full potential if I always fall back on you. If that's okay.
You're free to go your own way. I guess you just grew up on me a little faster than I expected.
On my third playthrough of Sonic Frontiers, yes, I went through all the character stories, you know, and I noticed that Tails, you know, Tails specifically, he mentioned in the end, once you gathered all the memory tokens and spoke to him everywhere, he wanted to continue adventuring on his own. He wanted to become more independent, go his own way, and make himself stronger. He showed a tremendous amount of growth in this game throughout the storyline. More so even than, you know, Sonic Lost World, where they refreshingly showed a spat between these two lifelong friends, you know, to show that everything isn't all paradise, you know, a perfect fantasy. They do get in fights, they do have disagreements, and that does get between them, but they overcome it. Anyway, I'm getting off topic. Frontiers. Tails specifies that he wants to start finding himself and go out on his own, at least for a while. I think that this would be the perfect time for Sonic Team to take one more risk to venture outside of the mold and put their faith in a well-budgeted, highly produced, well, I can't say AAA, but let's just say mainline Sonic game, focusing specifically on Tails. Now, I know, going through the game a third time, like I said, I know that the other characters, Amy and Knuckles, have also dropped hints about going out and doing their own thing. Knuckles, you know, he never wanted to leave Angel Island because of his duties protecting Master Emerald. However, you know, those two characters, Amy and Knuckles, they express their desires to go out into the world, which is fine. You know, that's perfectly fine. That's something we can go with. But Tails, the original partner, the one who has been there since the beginning, since the second game. You know, Sonic 1 was 91, Sonic 2 was 92. So that's close enough. This is our brother in arms we're talking about here. I believe that this would be an absolute outstanding chance to redeem Tails, to extend his character arc, to grow his character, make him more mature, make him stronger, make him more courageous, and help save his image in the eyes of the fans. I think it would be perfect.
Their hero didn't show. They're worried something's happened. It's like how I couldn't handle it after Infinite attacked. One wrong turn and I fall apart.
Do you remember in Sonic Mania Adventures all the hype that was generated? How much fun people were having that Tails was strong and courageous and brave. It was the Tails that people had wanted to see, and they were overjoyed to feel that way about him. And then you remember what happened in Sonic Forces right after that?
I couldn't figure it out for you, buddy. I'm sorry I wasn't smart enough. Huh? Whoa! Chaos! Sonic, help me!
That's exactly what I'm talking about. We need for Tails to grow. We need for Tails to have the spotlight again. We need for Tails to be different. We need him. Hell, we can even take him back, turn him back to Miles. Wouldn't that be a nice change in growth, a nice change in character, or in, I guess you could call that, you know, changing things up, maybe slightly more mature, or I guess I'm trying to figure out the right words to say, but having him change his name back to Miles, I think would be a good sign of that change. Going back to his original birth name, that could establish a turning point for Tails in the Sonic universe and with the Sonic fandom. We haven't had, and it's, by the way, this stuff, I believe, like I said, I believe Tails should have his own game, not only because of all of what I just mentioned, but I think it is far, far, far too overdue. Tails has been playable since 1992, but he has always been a side character. Tails hasn't had his own storyline since Sonic Adventure. He's been playable, he's been unique, he's been integrated into the story. Say Sonic Adventure 2, where he had that ridiculous Ghetto Gamma tornado bot, whatever you want to call it. He's been in Heroes, working as part of Team Sonic, as an integral part, going back and forth, you know, flying abilities, whatnot. He's been playable in Sonic 06. He makes appearances through Unleashed. That's basically, I'm getting a little long-winded here, but that's the main point. Tails hasn't had his own solo story, or moderately semi-solo story, since Sonic Adventure 1999. He hasn't had his own game since the Game Gear with Tails' Sky Patrol. and I don't even know what year that came out in, since I'm just blabbering. You know, I'm going on a rant here. But he hasn't had his own game since the 8-bit Game Gear. You know, that pocket machine that makes all those noises that sound like a train. That I know that's a stupid thing to say, but the music has that chugga 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 chugga, those train noises. But he hasn't had his own game since then, and that's been 30 years ago. More than 30 years ago. And I believe that yes, this would be an absolute gamble. I think it would be a huge gambit, a huge bet for Sonic Team to make a Sonic game without Sonic. Yes, it is a big risk. However, that's something that can be learned from. That's something, good or bad, that is a lesson that Sonic Team can glean from. They can learn and they can establish what they need to do next, or what they should do next. Because think about it. Sonic Frontiers was a big risk. Putting Sonic in an open world environment, and that open zone thing is ridiculous. Just call it what it is. Open world. Putting him in an open world environment was a huge risk. Those screenshots, those early videos where it's just him in this massive open space and rails and springs and fans just sprinkled all over the place, looking like a Sonic fan game tech demo with the Unreal Engine. It worried people. It worried me. But look where it's come to. Look what's happened once people got their hands on it. They found it to be an enjoyable experience. Sonic Frontiers is now the highest selling Sonic game of all time. It beat out Sonic Heroes, which is, you know, both wonderful and sad. But it's now the highest selling Sonic game. That is a risk that succeeded. You know what they say, nothing ventured, nothing gained. That's something I need to learn my own self instead of just projecting it onto a multi-million-dollar company. But it's true. If you don't take that risk, you won't move forward. Nothing starts until you take action. And I think that would be perfect. This would be the time to finally put away the wishy-washy, on again, off again, convenient fear and courage that Tails has always had. You know, that would be a perfect time to put all that away and make a firm and permanent decision on what to do with his character and his demeanor. And it's okay to be scared. Don't get me wrong. There are some scary things out there, and considering all the stuff that has happened in all these Sonic games, yeah, it's okay to be terrified. But you can push through that. You can make your way forward and overcome that fear and become a better person. Or maybe, yeah, you can say a better person or a more well-rounded person. I believe that this would be a perfect time to evolve Tails' character, because he deserves it. It's been 30 years. Sonic has experienced growth. And really, I feel like all the characters have in some way, shape, or form, but it's pretty minor. I think if you go forward with Tails and make him into a stronger, more assertive, more independent Fox, that could be another runaway hit. And even if it's not another runaway hit, it is still a good chance to take.
Sonic, do you think I can change?
What do you mean, like a tire or the tornado's engine oil?
No. I mean, when I was lost in cyberspace, I was confronted by another version of myself. He said I was just a follower, that I couldn't think or act on my own. I wanted to argue, but I couldn't bring myself to say anything back. I worry he's right and that I haven't changed at all.
Whatever. Some spooky cyber copy hasn't seen you in action. I've seen it firsthand. You've definitely grown, and I know you'll keep on working hard.
So, those are my thoughts. I know I got a little distracted, and I stammered around a lot. Like I said, I probably won't be doing anything like this ever again. But I just had to get something out, and it feels good. It feels good to let that out. But, you know, I personally doubt that that would happen. You know, I don't think Sonic Team is going to be picking up on this video anytime soon, or at all. But I just had to get this out there and, you know, speak to my legions of fans and give my opinion on this. So, let me know what you think. Do you agree, disagree? Tell me what you think. Let me know in the comments below. Of course, I won't delete any of them unless it's spam or whatever. But drop some opinions. Let me know what you think. You know, should the next Sonic game not focus on Sonic? The next mainline game. You know, we've already got superstars coming in, and that's going to be super fun. But will we improve our fandom with a more grown-up Tails? Because I already think he's made some serious bounds and leaps through this game alone, through Frontier. I honestly think that this is a great first step in that direction. Let me know what you think. You guys have a great one. Stay way past cool.